Making History Today, sponsored by VyStar Credit Union.
The new leader of the St. Augustine Historical Society at one time was not allowed inside one of its buildings because of the color of his skin. And now he leads the organization. All this month, we are airing a local series on Wednesdays called Making History Today. And I met up with this man from inside the building that used to be off limits to him.
I've been around. I was born and raised here in St. Augustine.
Meet Thomas Jackson.
Well, we was only two blacks in the class, me and Ronnie.
He has just been elected to a new position.
So I am the first African-American president of the St. Augustine Historical Society.
And that society runs this historical research library. And when he was growing up, this building was the public library in town. And
The library was segregated.
so he and his friends went to the library for blacks in town.
And this is a picture from the 60s.
And now Jackson is in charge of what was once the library for white people, the society's other buildings, and the program's overall vision. This humble man says he hopes to provide a more complete telling of the city's history.
Anytime you have a story told based on who's telling it, the story gets told in a certain way.
For example, this statue of two St. Augustine men, Confederate General Kirby Smith and Dr. Alexander Darnes. Now, much has been shared about Smith, the white man, but few people know the history of Darnes, who was once a slave.
But Dr. Darnes, first black, physician in the state of Florida.
Jackson,
I've been an amateur historian all my life.
knows his stuff.
I've seen a lot.
Too young to walk in the 1960s civil rights marches in St. Augustine, he was a lookout
And I would sit across the street. I remember sitting in the hedges looking across.
to see who was getting arrested or hurt and reported that information to community leaders. He remembers when Dr. Martin Luther King was arrested in St. Augustine in 1964. And Jackson has also been active portraying colonial black soldiers at Fort Mose State Park.
Well, there's so much history that I've uncovered and been a part of, and other folks have been a part of, that's not being told. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like in my position I could hopefully help.
Help, he says, to
tell the whole story.